Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys spooky stories in honor of spooky season, so I hope you guys enjoy. The first two stories actually happened on the ranch that I grew up in. So the first one happened like on the main road of the ranch, like when you're going straight down. There is kind of like this tunnel type of thing that goes under the road, and on each of the sides there's a brick wall. I was with my brother and two of his friends, and one of his friends was helping me kind of like, explore my options for pictures and places that I wanted to take on my quinceañera. So I was sitting on one of the walls and it was kind of getting dark. So I remember one of my brother's friends was like, oh my gosh, have you guys ever seen anything paranormal? Is this place like low-key haunted or whatever? And my brother was like, oh yes, for sure. It's super haunted, especially this bridge where we're sitting on right now, just like scaring him. And while we were all joking around, the guy who was taking pictures, he was like adjusting the camera, so it was pointing at me. We had taken some pictures before, but they were a little dark, so he was holding the camera in front of me, but he was adjusting the settings on it. And then I was like, oh yes, imagine something just comes out of the bridge and like pulls me back, and I leaned back and then I came right back up. And as soon as I came right back up after saying that, he snapped a picture and he was like, oh my bad, I didn't mean to take the picture, it kind of did it by itself, I was trying to adjust the settings. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I didn't think much of it. That night I was going through the pictures in my camera. They were all, pretty good, pretty normal. And then I got to the picture that he accidentally took of me, and tell me why there was literally a bunch of orbs everywhere, just little like light circles everywhere. Part of me was like, oh, it's because he was adjusting the camera, right? But like, what are the odds that literally when we were talking about haunted stuff and all that, the camera randomly takes a picture and there's a bunch of orbs. In the picture in front of it and in the picture after it, there was nothing. They were normal. And then just that one picture, there was like a bunch of orbs in it. Could it be a coincidence? Maybe, but I don't know. So the next story literally happens a little bit down the road. That house was pretty much empty like all year. So the 87th time that my house flooded, we were staying there. I got like this really spooky vibe from it. So every day when me and my brother would get home from school, we would come in and we would sit down in the living room and watch TV. I would always sit on this one person couch, and then he would sit on the big couch facing the TV. So while we were sitting there watching TV, my phone died and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get my charger. So I started to like go down the hallway, but I didn't even make it halfway, right before the restroom and the story room, and I kind of started getting a little scared, like feeling that spooky vibe. And so I stopped and I told my brother, hey, do you mind if you like come with me to go get my charger? And he was like, no, what the heck, you can go get it yourself, it's not that big of a deal. So like I kind of started walking slowly to it, and then the door to the storage room, that, mind you, this door was always closed, the blinds were always closed. So I started walking slowly, and then this door, I heard it kind of start to creak open. I was like, oh heck no. So like I ran really quickly, and when I got to the end of the hallway, I heard the doorknob jiggle from the master bedroom, and I was like, maybe it's because I was running. I must have made that much movement in the house that everything started to shake. I don't know. So I went to go get my charger, and as I was like leaning over digging through my backpack to get my charger, I kind of felt like this cold breeze hit the back of my neck, and I got chills everywhere. So I kind of slowly started to walk out of the room, and I looked everywhere, didn't see nothing. So then I was slowly walking back, and out of the corner of my eye I saw like this bright light. So I turned around. In front of the window, the blinds were completely open, there was a man just standing there looking out the window. I saw his entire back. He was not see-through, and when it hit me, I screamed and I started hyperventilating. So I booked it back to the couch that I was sitting at. I just had my knees in front of me and I was like rocking back and forth, like having a whole panic attack. I felt like this huge pressure like in my chest, right? My brother had never seen me had a panic attack before this, and he got up and like got next to me, and he was like, what the heck is wrong with you? And I was like, there's a man, like he's in the room, there's a man right there. And he was like, what man? So he kind of like took like 2 steps toward the hallway, and then he called my mom, and he literally ran outside and left me there just to die. I've lived enough, I guess. But anyways, my mom got there like 5 minutes later, and so she was like, come on, let's go check. Her and my dad literally grabbed me by my arms and like dragged me to go look in the room. The door was still wide open, the blinds were still open, none of us had gone back there. I don't know, that's still my scariest experience till this day. And what makes it even scarier is that I was telling her the other day about it, and you know what this woman told me? I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to freak you out, but I've had paranormal experiences in that house too. While we were in there, nobody was allowed in the master bedroom. except when we were cleaning it. Sometimes whenever she would be there cleaning by herself, she would be at the far end of the bed and she would hear somebody come in through one door and walk around like the kitchen, maybe a few steps up the hallway and then just walk out the other door. Or they would straight up just walk in one door and walk out the other. Or like pacing sometimes in the living room and the kitchen. Whenever she would come on the front side of the bed, she would kind of feel like a draft. And sometimes she would hear like a breath like right behind her. And then whenever she would like bend down to kind of clean under the bed, she would hear like a distant laugh. That place was straight up haunted. But I think that's gonna be it for this video because it is getting pretty long. So I'm going to make a part 2. So if you want to hear that, stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on all my social media. Thanks for watching.